Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another video. Today, let's talk about how someone watching this video right now, can actually master trading in, let's just say 90 days or maybe less. It's depending on, how you actually learn. Every person on the face of this earth has a different learning curve. So it may take you longer. It may take you not as long, just depending on you as a person. But there are so many different components that go or take part into trading. Number one is psychology. That probably makes about 90% of why most traders either pass, meaning make it in the market to become successful, or they fail. Maybe you have started off and maybe you tried dabbling into trading Forex or options, but I trade futures. And in this channel, we talk about futures trading because to me, it is one of the most rewarding markets to actually trade. There are a variety of different markets you can trade within futures, and they can be the index or indices, commodities, currencies, but you don't have to sit there and spend hours upon hours looking at these charts, all right, and trying to figure out trade setups, which ones work the best, which ones don't. I talk about a strategy here on my channel that I trade, I live by it, it's part of my trading plan, and it all surrounds supply and demand. If you don't know much about supply and demand, you can watch some of the prior videos that I have on this channel. You can go to the YouTube homepage on the channel here. That little magnifying glass you see there, you can search, put in supply and demand strategy or supply and demand. There are tons of videos here on the channel where I talk about how I incorporate that means of trading and the strategy I use. I go step by step and break down what it really takes to become a successful supply and demand style trader. Now, if you're looking to master the markets, I highly recommend that you have some strategy that works, okay? Because in trading, it's all about being consistent, all right? And if you want to be a consistent trader, there's certain things that you have to really grasp and master to become a successful trader, especially in 2024. Most of that is derived from being very patient, waiting for high probability setups to unfold within the market. You don't want to take every little trade or pullback, to a zone, okay? Because not every zone is going to work out when we're trading supply and demand. And one thing you need to keep in mind as a supply and demand trader, or any style or whether what strategy you use, is that not every trade is going to work out. Trust me when I say that, because we as retail traders do not control the markets. Understand, it's the banks and the institutions. We want to trade based on the movements that they make, within the market. So for instance, like today, this area here is an aggressive area buying. So back here would be a demand area. What is demand? Demand is where you have aggressive areas of buying when the market continuously gaps up. We have bullish candle, bullish candle, bullish candle, one candle closing right after the other. So what happens is a lot of orders are trying to be filled and the market just gaps up real quick. So you have to think logically, what's unfolding right here and what's going to take place when the market gets back to that area. The banks, the institutions may have resting orders sitting on the books that they need to fill. And the moment the market gets back to those areas, what are they going to do? They're going to transact on those remaining contracts remaining orders, and then the market's going to push up. Now, we don't know for how long. We're trading based on probability and following price action. Now, the key to really trading, I'm going to say this right now, the thing you really need to master if you want to be a successful trader starting off as a beginner, you really need to focus on market structure. I talk about this in many, many videos. When I first started trading 13 years ago, I'm going to say that. I'm not going to say many years ago. I'm going to say 13 years ago, I did not understand, nor could I read the market the correct way. And this is why, and the reason why so many traders fail each and every day is because they cannot read the market. They see the movement, of course. They see the market making higher highs and higher lows up to the upside, where we have a break of structures forming. And I'll talk about that in the videos, because break of structures is a key component to the strategy that I trade. The strategy is not hard. Trading is simple if you understand the core elements or concepts and how to go about doing so, okay? Now, the thing about market structure is that you have to follow the flow of the market. That means understanding the movement from where the market was making lower lows and lower highs, breaking structure to the downside. And the trend can turn at any given point. So your mind has to shift as the market shifts according to the structure of the market. We had a movement to the downside. We had a pullback, okay? When the market was breaking structure back to the upside, taking out some areas of internal, okay? structure, if you want to call it that, and then moving back lower. But it was really just trying to push back to the upside, as you can see, breaking structure back up. So that is the key ingredient. If you're asking for one thing that you really need to master, if you're someone that's looking to get into the markets and start trading futures, is market structure. Now, there are more elements, more components that you will need to know, but I promise you that if you master this one thing, you will be probably 80 to 90% there. The other part of it you really need to grasp is the whole psychology component to trading, because each person is going to be different and the things that you really need to work on. But again, that's something that's more from a personal note, that you need to look at yourself to see maybe some areas in which you're struggling with. It could be fear, it could be greed, it could be just a number of factors. So you can do your own homework and research to figure those things out. But lots of people think they can make money overnight and that this is a turnkey solution to getting out of their full-time job, say for instance, or a job that they have that they dislike, and then they want to start trading. Maybe they have the money or the capital to be able to do so, but unless you have the know-how, then you're not going to succeed. So I'm putting that piece of the recipe out there, the ingredient. I talk about it across my multiple videos here on this channel. Just about in every video is market structure. I stress that highly because that, again, is going to make the difference of you succeeding or not succeeding. Now, do you have to sit here in front of the charts for hours in on the day, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours to make money and become profit and to do this on a daily basis? No, you don't. You can simply do this by just studying and look at the charts in 30 minutes or an hour. We have people who are part of this channel who are successful, especially over in our Discord community, that have learned the strategy and how I trade, and they have mastered it, and now they're on their way to, they're already profitable, they're consistent, they're making money. Also, I want to stress too that people, one thing they really struggle with outside of just market structure is it's a personal thing. It's more so something that they struggle emotionally with, and that is having the patience waiting for good setups. Okay, you can't just take every little pullback to an area that you think is either a supply or demand zone. It's not going to work. Again, not every setup is going to work just as well. So many people get frustrated because when they go about trying to understand or learn a strategy and then it doesn't work for them, say it's not working every single time, then they want to start to point the fingers at someone and say the strategy doesn't work. No, you just have to understand and know that not every level or zone is going to work, and you have to know when to get out, how to get out early enough to preserve your capital when as a trader. And that's one of the things that I talk about and that I stress is risk management, trade management, knowing when to cut your losses early to preserve your capital so you're not taking major drawdown. And again, I stress you do not have to sit here like most people do in the professions at a desk from 9 to 5, working 10 hours a day. Just doing that when and becoming a successful trader. You don't have to do that. You can spend 30 minutes, 2 hours. My cap on really trading is about 2 hours a day. And then outside of that, I'm making, video content for the community here. But 2 hours is enough. You should be able to find, 1, 2, 3 trade setups. Sometimes it only takes one trade a day, and that's all you need, and then you can profit. Now, a lot of people think that they try to get rich overnight, thinking, oh, I'm going to start trading. I'm going to get into this business and I'm going to make $5,000 in one day. Now, I'm not saying people don't get lucky, but that takes on a different level of trading where you are putting a lot more risk on the table. We call leveraging a certain amount of risk within the market. I personally don't risk a whole lot when I get into the markets. I already size up my areas when I first start to identify areas to trade. But the number one thing I'm always looking at is what is the overall trend before I start making a decision to trade. Are we moving to the upside trending or are we moving to the downside trending? Like today's session here, we are moving to the upside right here. So my opportunities, what I would be looking to take trades within would only be moving to the upside, pullbacks to key areas of demand. We're in a bullish mode, so my mind bias and my mindset is going to be looking for opportunities to trade going long solely. So if I could drive home the biggest tip in which you really need to understand when it comes to becoming a successful trader, starting off, the number one thing that you really need to do your homework on and do your research about is going to be market structure. Because without it, look, if you can't read something, say for instance reading a book, and you're not able to do that and to comprehend what's going on in that storyline, it's the same thing. It's just when we're trading, we're looking at things from a visual perspective when we're looking at our charts to determine what is the market trying to do, what is it really trying to tell me, because that's the way I want to trade. So do yourself that biggest favor, is master how to follow the market and read it correctly, and that is understanding market structure. Once you know how market structure works, once you're able to see it, then it's just a matter of developing a very good high probability strategy that's going to allow you to profit from the markets. All right, trading in the direction in which the structure of the market is moving to the upside, then trade accordingly. I trade supply and demand, and I talk about the strategy and how I trade it on just about every video here on the channel. You know, I go into some length or depth about the strategy. Most videos I'm going into detail and showing live examples of trades I've taken and talking about the strategy step by step. Basically, all it is a boil down of just the market. If it's moving up, I'm looking for key areas of demand. This is a demand area here. So if I draw this zone right here, for example, I'm just going to use this as a quick example right here, and the market gets back to this area, then I'm going to look to transact at that area, meaning I want to see the market pull back here, retrace here, and then once it gets back there, I'm going to move down to a lower time frame. What I talk about here on the channel is using what's called multi-chart confluence. The more confirmation you have using paired charts, in a sense, using a higher base chart or higher time frame, like this 60 range chart, I trade range based charts. Okay, there's no rhyme or reason why, other than the fact is they're just clear to the eye. And this is what I started using from day one. Also, I see the sense that there's more probability setups or more setups that unfold using range charts. Okay, now that's opinion, based on opinion. So maybe you may be a time based or tick based or volume based trader, and that's fine. I'm not here to knock anyone's way of trading or the charts they use. I'm just simply showing you that if I'm looking to take long positions and the market comes back to this area structure right here or this zone, then all I'm going to do is move down to the lower time frame. Again, I talk about the strategy and how I use it and how it works step by step here on the video. Here on the channel. So I highly recommend you going back and watching some of the videos. And I'll put a link to one or two of the videos covering the strategy and how it works. I'll put a video. Two things I'll do. I'll put a video covering market structure that I have. I got a lot of good feedback on that video, and one covering the strategy and how it works more so in detail, so you get a grasp of it. But this video is really just a tool to let you know what you really need to do to master and start off in a good area as a beginner trader, and that is first and foremost understanding, mastering market structure. Then once you have done that, I would really start to look to see develop a strategy that works for yourself, whether it's you understanding the one I use and personally maybe incorporate into your own style of trading, but then also a great trading plan, choosing a great trading platform, choosing a great futures trading broker to use. And there's a list of those brokers out there that allow you to trade futures. Okay, whether you want to trade the indices again, or maybe commodities or currencies, whatever it is. There's brokers like, you have Options Futures, you have Interactive Brokers, you have Ninja Trader. Okay, they have their own in-house brokerage service. You have AMP Futures. So there's a list of them out there. You just have to pick and choose which one you want to go with and which platform, whether that's TradingView or TradeStation, Ninja Trader, Sierra Charts, Multi-Charts, whatever the platform is that you're going to want to trade with. So there's some tips and some advice on things that you really need to know to get you started. But if you really want to master how to do this, I'm telling you, the number one thing that I keep going back to is market. And that's going to make up the difference, again, of you being a successful trader or not. Again, market structure, just being able to read the ebbs and flows of the market, if it's moving to the upside or downside. And you must understand that the market can shift and change direction at any given time period, and is what we call trend or reversal of the market, or trend reversal. So the market was trending to the upside right here, and then we get it where it breaks structure right here below. Once it breaks structure to the downside, then the market starts moving lower. Then we got a shift, a trend change in the market. So be mindful of that. Again, I have a video that I'm going to post here as an end cap at the end of the video, to which you can click on to learn more about market structure, as well as I put a video out there it's discussing the strategy that I trade and how I trade it, for anyone that's interested in grasping that information and possibly learning my style of trading. Not telling anyone or forcing hands to tell anyone to trade like I do, but again, market structure is going to be your go-to friend. It's going to be that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow that's going to make up the difference of you succeeding. Okay. Also, people always ask, I don't have the time to trade. I work a full-time job, but I really don't want to continue working my job. But I need to be able to find a way or a means out of my job. What can I do? Well, the great thing about trading is this right here. The markets are open 5 days a week, 23 hours a day. All right. There's only 1 hour pretty much out of the day, out of 24 hours, that the market is actually shut down. Is what we call a maintenance period. Outside of that, you could trade. There's 3 sessions. You can trade the U.S. session or the New York session, we call it, the London session or the Asian session and the London session. So if you're someone that can't catch the U.S. session or New York session during, between the hours of basically 9:30 Eastern time and say 4 o'clock Eastern time, then you can catch the Asian session in the evening time when the market reopens back up 6 p.m. Eastern time. All right, or maybe the London session and when it opens up at 3 a.m. Eastern time. So again, 23 hours a day, you can actually trade. You just have to find which time period works best for you. And this is even for anyone who's looking to maybe not make this a full-time business and you really want to start doing it just from a part-time standpoint. Maybe you want to keep that 9-to-5 job or that shift level job you may be working, or that, whatever it is that you love to do. And you want to do this on a part-time basis. Again, you can do so because the market is open up 23 hours a day. So, but again, if you're someone that's really wanting to transition and, do away with the grunt work and start this and make this your own business, again, start off slow as a beginner, and just pick a market that you want to choose. Whether it could be the index or indices, whether you want to trade the NASDAQ or the ES futures or the E-mini futures, I should call it that, or if you want to trade the micro versions. I always talk about and tell new traders, especially beginners, that the best thing to really do when starting off is maybe to dabble in, start off with the micros first, because you don't it's not as high risk as trading the E-minis. The E-minis carry a higher tick value, so if you're someone that's new that doesn't have a lot of money to start off with, the micros is the best way to go. You can get in as little as $400 trading the micros, or even $100. But I don't recommend doing that because, say for instance, with the micro E-mini S&P 500, it only requires $40 to put it into your account to be able to trade with just one contract. But you don't want to start off that way. Okay, I have a golden rule of thumb to where I have a 10 times the margin rule. That means having 10 times the amount of whatever the margin is for that market to be able to trade one contract. It may sound silly to you, but to me, it works and has worked for many years for me, because you want to slowly be able to grow an account over time, not going for the full gusto and think that you're going to just dump $5,000 in and make $5,000 back out the next day off of one trade. It doesn't work that way. Trading takes time, and you have to build progress, and you have to build your account to be able to show your growth. As simple as that. But outside of that, that's pretty much it. I think I've kind of touched on different elements of things that you really need to know to really master trading as a beginner. Again, market structure, market structure, market structure. I'm going to pound that to death because it is essential. Price action next to it. From there, you want to find a good solid strategy that you can use, one that's consistent. The way to do that is to back test it on your charts. And you want to, again, enable to, you want to pick a trading platform. Okay, so when you get to the point to where you're ready to start back testing and forward testing a strategy. Okay, so pick the platform. And you don't have to find a brokerage really to the end of things. So a lot of these companies out here will allow you to have a trial period. To use their platform. On a just a trial basis. Some of them do, some of them don't. Some of them don't even require a fee once you sign up. With them. So it just depends on the trading platform of your choice. Again, there's a variety of them out there. You have NinjaTrader, you have TradingView, TradeStation, Sierra Charts, Multi-Charts. There's a list of them, but you have to find out which broker offers which platforms, that you can use with the actual broker themselves. So, but if you're someone that's really wanting to get into trading, again, I'm laying out and talking about discussing the things that you really need to know. It's not hard. It's pretty simple. It's just going to be as tough as you make it. All right. Strategy wise, if you watch the videos here on the channel, you probably pick up on the way and understand the way that I actually trade, because I go into great detail about it pretty much. But I give you the tools within this video right here, the things I point out that you're really going to need to get started. But don't go nuts about it. Don't think that you're going to become successful overnight. Take it on a slow pace. Okay. Don't let go of your job if you have a 9 to 5 or you work but you really are ready to, maybe you're burnt out and you really want to step into something else, then you can give this a go and see if it's going to work for you. Maybe you have the passion to do it. I always talk about, good opportunities come out of being passionate about something that you really love to do in life. And this could be, it for you, but just, take it step by step. Don't go, all in is what I'm trying to tell you. Take baby steps and walk yourself through the process, and you'll start to see, if you're going to be a consistent and profitable trader. All right. But patience is another element to the success or to the recipe. You have to be patient. Okay. Do not, and I'll stress this, do not take every little trade setup you see on a pullback. It has to make logical sense. And again, the strategy I use, trading supply and demand, I talk about that. You'll see why I take certain areas, why I call them high probability setups. Okay, I go into detail what makes up a high probability supply and demand zone or setup. I'll talk about that. So watch the video, spend some time doing so. But outside of that, that's really all I have today to share with you. I really appreciate each and every person that's tuned in, who watches the videos on a daily basis. If you're interested in joining the Discord community, you can find a link to it down in the description portion of the video. Invite yourself in. It's free of charge. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so by clicking on the sub button. And make sure to turn on all your post notifications so you never miss one of the uploads here on the channel as well. And last but not least, if you found value in the content, do me the biggest favor and drop a like on the video. I'll see everyone over in the next video. Take care and goodbye.